Hello everyone, this is Kathy Olson. I'm a independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Traverse City, Michigan. And I'm from Her Father's Daughter Stamping. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really cool double Z-fold card. So here's the example that we're going to make, but in a different color. They're really fun to make. I will have a PDF on in the description on my YouTube channel with these two on it, and I will correct my mistakes there. Okay, first of all, I like to make a template when I'm trying to figure out what I want to make for a card. So this is the template I made with a long time ago and put some description on the back of the measurements. So there's that. I'm going to put this aside. So today I'm going to make it out of, this is called Cloud Cover, and it's the in color of 25 to 27. And then I'm using the stamp set again, Simply Beautiful. And I'm going to be using some Stampin' Blends as well. Okay, I have cut my paper, so I have a piece that's 4 1/4 by 11, and then a piece that's 9 3/4 by 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and we are going to go ahead and score it. So we're going to score at 2 3/4 and then 5 1/2. Okay, that's our base that we're going to start with. Okay, I need to move this over a little bit. And then the other layer is going to be scored at 4 1/2 and 7 1/8. Let's go ahead and do that. 4 1/2 and 7 1/8. All right. So this portion is going to be folded down and then back up like this in this section. Okay, on my PDF, I showed if you did multiple layers. I'm going to show you some cards at the end that I did more than one layer. So this would be layer 1 on this card, and I only did a layer 1 here, layer 1 there. On this portion, I did a layer 1 and a layer 2, as well as here, layer 1, layer 2, layer 1, layer 2. So that's all on the PDF. So I'm going to do it similar to the way I did this card. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I have already cut most of my supplies. So what I have for my layer 1 is some designer series paper. The first part is 4 1/8 by 5 1/4, and that will be going right here. And then my other designer series paper, where did it go? Wasn't that interesting? Oh, here it is. It's 2 pieces that are 4 1/8 by 2 5/8. And I'm going to alternate the pattern. These are in the inside, so, well, one in the inside, one on the outside. I think I'll do this piece like this and this piece with that pattern. So we'll go ahead and get those glued. Okay, little green glue here. Love it because it comes out, well, it is movable a little bit if you're not so sure. Also today on Stampin' Up, the online exclusives are available. I've shown a few of them to you through the past week or so, but I'll show you some more. Okay, so I think I'm going to keep the flowers on the bottom, so when you look at it in the front, it's all all the same. Alrighty. And then I'm going to use this piece for that. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that part is done. I ended up doing a gray layer as well, but a little bit lighter gray. I think this one is gray granite. I'm not 100% sure. The grays are all kind of similar. Oops, gotta fix that. Maybe a little bit off. Okay, so for my first layer on the piece that's 9 3/4 by 3, I'm going to have a piece that's 2 13/16 by 4 5/16. Okay, so that is going to go here. And then I have two pieces that are 2 13/16 by 2 7/16. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiments. I decided this is going to be a birthday card. So my layer, my second layer on top of the gray, this piece is 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. And that will be just like this piece right here. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp just in case I make a mistake. We will do flowers at this portion too, and then I'm going to put my sentiment down here. And I'm going to use the sentiment from, it's the Celebratory 6 paper, but I don't remember the stamp set. It just says cheers, and I'm going to use basic gray. Okay, stand up to make sure. So I'm going to put it down below so I have room for my flowers. Okay, looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue that onto my gray. Okay. I'm not going to glue this on here yet because I want to make sure I can figure out my flowers, make sure I like them. I think for the other sentiment, like this one says with comfort and love, I think I'm going to stamp Let's Celebrate You. And I forget what stamp set this is from, but let's use. So the second layer on top of the gray, you're going to have two pieces that are 2 5/8 by 2 1/4. So I'm going to leave one of these blank so I can write a personal note. And then I'm going to stamp one of them with the Let's Celebrate You in the gray granite. Okay. And I think I'm going to do it right in the middle here. Okay. So I can go ahead and glue these down. Okay. And then this one will be the sentiment. All right, next I'm going to show you how I colored the flowers with Stampin' Blends. Okay, we'll put these things up here for a moment. So, Stampin' Blends, I'm going to be using Old Olive, Light and Dark, Strawberry Slush, Light and Dark, and then Flirty Flamingo, Light and Dark. So these are the ones I've already done. Okay. Oops. Okay, so what I did was I started with my darkest layer, which was my Strawberry Slush Dark. And I'm using more of the fine point because I'm just going around these little edges here that are kind of already outlined. And you hear my dogs barking. One's outside and thinks they're the boss of the applesauce. Okay. Then I'm going to go and outline a teeny bit with the light Strawberry Slush. I'm just going to go around this area and just do a little outline. And really there's, any way you do this is going to work out just fine, because all flowers are different. Okay. Okay. Then I went ahead and used my dark Flirty Flamingo. This is the dark, right? Yes. Okay. I'm going to use the brush end and just do a little bit coming back in. And then I'm going to do the center of the flower and that. Okay, and then I'm going to come back with my light Flirty Flamingo and kind of finish those little spots up. All right, so then I'm going to take my color lifter, and I just ordered a new one because I am running out of ink on this. I'm just going to kind of blend all around. Use the other end because I don't use this end very often. Might have a little more ink. So I kind of like that shaded look, dark on the edges. And then I took Darling Duckling, the light, and I made the inside of the flower these little yellow Darling Duckling. Okay, so there's one flower. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the Old Olive Dark, and I did the fine tip edge as well, and I'm just going around these edges just carefully. And then I'm going to take the Old Olive Light and kind of shade in most of it. I'm going to leave a few white spots. All right, then I'm going to take my blending pen. I think I'm going to use a different blending pen because that one's worn out. So it just kind of lightens up the color. It's a color lifter. So there we go. That would be our flower and our leaf. And I have already done that. So here's, we have 3 leaves and 3 flowers, so I think that's what we're going to do on this card. And then I also have a little piece that I colored it the same way, but this is going to be inside of the card. Okay. The DSP for this, I should have mentioned, is the 25 to 27 in color 6x6 paper. So you get Cloud Cover, Darling Duckling, Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, and Timid Tiger. So it's nice. There's different patterns, the flowers, and then this is on the other side. And it's nice to have a little variation. Okay, so I am going to get ready to assemble our card. So here's our piece that we're going to be adding the flowers to. I kind of place them. I'm definitely going to pop one up. I'll probably do it in a similar, these two look pretty similar, so I'm going to do this one on top, I think. Like that. And then I'm going to have a leaf up here. Oh, here's my leaf. And a leaf here. This one will be popped up. And I think a leaf down here. Okay, so I'm going to glue my leaves. Actually, I'm going to glue my flowers first because I can always tuck those leaves in. Oops. So I know 2 of them are going to be glued down flat, and then I'm going to use dimensionals for the other one. Well, Mr. Glue. There we go. Oh my goodness, there we go. Okay, so this one is going to be about here. And this one is going to be about there. Kind of putting the glue more in the center in this one so I can tuck those leaves a little better. Okay. And then my last one I'm going to pop up about here. So I have some dimensionals. Probably need about 3 on this. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good there. So then the leaves, I'm going to tuck one in here. Okay, and then 2 down here. I think I got enough glue for that one too. One's kind of like that. One kind of like, oh, I don't want them to cover up the cheeks though. Okay, so there is our front of our card. That will be glued right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Here we go. Line that up. Okay. And then I am going to put, let's see, do I want to put this up here and this here? Let's see if this is going to fit. I think I'll do that there. Yes. And then can write in the middle part. You may want to write before you assemble the card because it might be a little tricky to get some good handwriting. Because it kind of stands up a little bit, like that middle piece. Oh my goodness, I think I'm going to need some more glue soon. Okay. So this is going to go up here. Line that up. And then this piece will go right here. And that's where I'll write my sentiment. Okay, and I love me a little bling, so we're gonna do some Wink of Stella in the middle of these. Maybe a little bit on the leaves, just a titch. And then I have some gems. These are the In Color 25, 27 In Color flat pearls. So I think I'm going to put a few of these like I did with the little diamonds here. So let's take a medium one. This is my take your pick tool with the gummy on one end and the pick on the other. And then I think I'm going to do a large one down at the bottom. Oops. Well, come on. Maybe down here. And then a small one up here or over here. I think right here. Okay, so we're done with those. Now we just have to glue it all together, which is not hard. So we just need to make sure that we line this up where we want it first. And then we're only going to put glue on the back of this portion. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That should be plenty. Okay, so I'm going to want that about like this. Just make sure I'm pretty symmetrical on both sides. I kind of put this paper on kind of crooked, but okay. So that's done. And then what you want to do is kind of fold your card up and lay it flat. That probably should have come down a little lower. I wonder if I can do that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Okay, so then I'm going to fold up my card the way it would go. Make sure I'm straight here. I'm a little crooked. Yeah. We'll just pretend that's in the middle. Okay. No, I don't like that. That's a little crooked. Okay, that's better. So then I'm just going to open this up like this and put some glue just at the top here. These cards will fit in a regular envelope, but you are definitely going to have to put more postage. And if you buy the butterfly stamps, they say on them that they're non-machinable so that these cards won't go through a machine at the post office and ruin all your hard work. And I also purchased a stamp from Amazon that just says non-machinable, so I could have that to make sure that I wasn't having my hard work ruined. So other than this little mess up here, it looks pretty good. So a nice birthday card. Let's celebrate you. We've got our thinking of you. I really like this color combination. Let me show you the rest of them that I did. Okay, this one is probably my least favorite, but I did it horizontally instead of vertically. And this is absolutely no stamping. This was from the paper called Lovely Blossoms. I just fussy cut this piece out, used some white, some designer series paper from the same pack. I embossed this piece, and then it's all, this was from an ephemera pack, all the papers from, that's it, no stamping. And then this one is from the set, oh, I'm gonna forget now, I love it, I know I've showed you before. Anyway, berry something, homemade goodness, something like that. So again, I use the blends on here. I use the Stylish Shapes die cut. This was a die cut within the stamp set that I had. And then this is designer series paper. It's just in Melon Mambo. So, and then this is a sentiment from this set as well. You're the sweetest. Okay, let's see. This one I did upside down, but it still works. It's just a little wonky, but yeah, you'll see. So I have to kind of pull it like this. But I did the Lovely Blossoms. I did some vellum. I did do some embossing in white on top of, oh, what color is this? Blue. Oh no, this was on white, and then I used the sponge daubers to kind of give it a little bit of color. And if you can tell back here, I also embossed some of the smaller flowers on there with white embossing powder, white on white. And this one goes like this. I hope your day is filled with joy. Congratulations, and then you can write your sentiment down here. Okay. This one is one of the ones where I did multiple layers. So if you see, it's white cardstock with the base, and then I used the soft sea foam as a first layer, and then I did white again as the second layer, and then I stamped, made kind of my own designer series paper with the friendly foliage stamp. And I decided on the front I only wanted one layer just to kind of contrast the soft sea foam against the white. This is a sentiment that's also from the Friendly Foliage set. And then this is the washi tape with the die cut. You just put the washi tape on top of white cardstock, and the die cut is just gonna, it lays flat on these things, and it's amazing. It cuts out perfect little, so really no stamping except for the sentiment here. And then I used some of the sequins, and I also embossed the back. I don't remember what this is called, but it's just a flower floral. So, and I just put a piece here. Dimensionals, a few there. And then this one's, obviously we're done with Valentine's Day, but this was Valentine's paper that came out this year, and there's some little embellishments here. The lips, the envelope, heart. So I thought that one was pretty cute too. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this session. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at herfathersdaughterstamping@gmail.com. If you need a catalog, you can email me there. If you're interested in being a demonstrator, let me know. I also have my online store, which is KathyOlson1.stampinup.net, where you'll find most of these supplies. Some of the stamp sentiments I did use were probably retired, but I have some favorites I can't get rid of. Anyway, I'll be doing another video within the next few days, something else fun, and I hope you enjoyed this, and have a great day. Bye-bye.